All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening and welcome to tonight's edition of the Growth Accelerator session. We've been having a number of these editions so far. And today we will be looking at the funnel blueprint, how to create a highly converting funnel for your products and your services. If you're live right now, if you're watching the replay, just go ahead and let me know that you're watching this just in the chat box, and then we can get right into this. If you're a new person on this channel, you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You can go ahead and share this video to those that may need it for their personal or business growth. If you're live, let me know in the chat box. You can see a number of you have already joined in, and we'll be getting started immediately. Today, we'll be looking at funnels. So we're looking at funnels, the funnel blueprints, how to create a highly converting funnel for your products and services. If you're ready, go ahead and let me know in the chat box that I am ready. Now, to get started, just for the very first time, can you see me? Can you hear me? Is my audio and my video clear? All right, I can see some comments already. Okay, great. Let me just get right into it. I can get to say hi to some of you at the end of the session. The first thing that is important to note is what exactly is a funnel. All right, so what is a funnel? Many of you have heard this over and over again. Some of your comments, Emmanuel, Stephanie, Marvel. I'll say hi to you guys at the end of the session. Now, many of you have heard this word funnel over and over and over and over again, right? But not everyone really understands what it is and how to implement something like this for your business. How's my audio? Can you hear me clearly? Hope you can hear me clearly. So yeah. So a funnel is this. I'll just give an example, and then I'll define what a funnel is. Every single customer has what is called a customer journey. Every single customer, including yourself. For example, let me give an example, a simple example. Now, I have this mobile tripod, right? It's a simple tabletop tripod that I have for small sessions, or maybe when I just want to have my smartphone on my workstation. All right. What led me to get this? What's the journey? I had wanted to get this thing sometime last year, but I didn't get it, not because I didn't have or I couldn't afford it at that time, but because there are several other things that seemed like they were more important than this. So there was no immediate need for this. Because of that, I did not buy it. All right. And every single customer that makes a journey, I think one way you can understand customer journey is thinking about yourself, thinking about your last purchase. What are the things you thought about before you made your last purchase? What are the things that you thought about before you bought the last thing that you bought? That's exactly what every single person goes through, every single customer. So there is always a customer journey. Knowing that there's a customer journey is the first step to creating a highly converting funnel, a highly converting sales funnel. If you understand that every single customer I get goes through a journey, that means most of the times they don't make a buying decision immediately. Sometimes they spend some time before buying. If you understand that, what happens is you know that you need to follow them, you need to draw out that journey for them and follow them with exact things across that journey. That way you can maximize, all right, the amount of returns you can get. So many people are leaving money on the table because they don't have a funnel. One way to think about a funnel is the last person that bought from you. How did the person get there? If you're selling a digital product, if you're selling a physical product, how did the last person buy from you? I can see a number of you have joined in live. I can see Joseph, Emmanuel, Teslim. Hey, Teslim. I can see Goshitobi Lotzi, great to have you here always. I can see Esosar. I can see Samuel. Yeah, every single customer goes through a journey. Yeah, thank you, Goshitobi. That's how it works. Everybody goes through a journey, including you, including those that buy from you. So how did the last person that bought from you, how did that person get to find you? That's how you think about it. That's what a journey looks like. So your funnel is simply the journey that a customer takes or a customer goes through to get your offer. So if your offer is, for example, this pen, what journey does a customer have to go through to get this pen? If your offer is a digital product, how do people get to that digital product? What is the pathway? And the reason why knowing this pathway is important instead of leaving it to chance, right? The reason why it's important is if you know what the pathway is, you can improve. You cannot improve what you don't know. You cannot improve what you've not structured. All right. You cannot improve what you've not identified, what you've not structured. So if you find out that, oh, my last 3 sales came because someone saw my status on WhatsApp and sent me a DM, that's a very short funnel, but that's a funnel. So funnel number one, stage one of the funnel, they see something on your WhatsApp status. Stage two, they send you a DM. Stage three, what? You talk to them on DM and you convert and take your money. That is a funnel. Don't underrate it. So what do? Knowing that your last 2 sales came through that method, you then think, how can I increase the number of people that are seeing my status from 100 to 300? Since you've identified, you've structured that, oh, I found out that most of my customers came because they saw my WhatsApp status. That means if I can increase the number of people that are seeing my WhatsApp status, there's a high chance that a higher number of people can do what? Can buy my offer. Because you've structured that funnel. It's not just, oh, I sold today. How did you sell? Ask yourself questions. The last thing you sold, how did you sell it? What was the pathway? How did the person get to you? If you find out that most of your customers are through referrals, okay, someone is referring them, how can you improve referrals? How can you improve that structure, that funnel that is bringing people to you? That is the first thing. So what exactly, or how can we go about this entire thing called funnel? The first thing I'll start with is what I call the typical marketing funnel. Now, this is a model that has been invoked for a long time. And a number of you have already heard about it, and you even know the meaning of the entire acronym. But what I'll be talking about tonight is how does this relate to you and your business? All right. How does this typical marketing funnel relate to you and your business? After I talk about the marketing funnel, I'll go ahead and talk about what I call the elements of a highly converting funnel. That's like the real core of this session. But let me start with a typical marketing funnel. Now, there's a typical marketing funnel called the AIDA model, AIDA. Someone should write that down in the chat box, AIDA, the AIDA model, AIDA model, all right? And in the AIDA model, the A stands for awareness, all right? And I'll start with that. The A in AIDA, all right, stands for awareness, all right? Awareness. That means before someone buys from you, they must know that you exist. A large number of people, okay, I'm Stephanie's AID, okay, thank you. I think Gossitobi has put that, Joseph has put it, thank you. Joseph, Gossitobi, Stephanie, thank you. Teslim, improving the structure of funnel. Yeah, that's true. So the AIDA model starts with the A, which is awareness. Nobody can buy what they don't know about. A large number of people are not making better returns, okay, on their offer, on their product, because of the limited number of people that know that they exist. You cannot continuously just keep selling to the same, or rather keep marketing to the same set of people. How many people are truly aware that you exist? All right? How many people are truly aware that you exist? How many people truly know about your offer? This is actually the first step. This is a very, very important step. How many people know that you exist? That's the first part, awareness. All right? And there are several ways you can go about, awareness, letting people know. Think about awareness as this. Awareness is letting people know about your offer, getting as many people as possible to know about your offer. So you have a great offer now. If you don't have a great offer, you can go to my previous session. I have a session where I talked about how to create an offer, right? So you have a great offer now, but how do you let people know that that offer exists? That is awareness, all right? That's the first step of a typical marketing funnel. The second step is called interest. That's the I. I stands for interest, all right? So now that people are aware that your offer exists, how can you get them to be interested in that offer? How can you capture their attention? Okay, how can you make them interested? And there are several ways you can go about this, right? One way you can go about making people interested is to amplify their needs. All right, amplify the needs of the people. There are people that don't even know that they need your product. You have to let them know. All right. There are people that do not know that they need your product. You have to amplify the needs. What exactly is the solution that your product has, all right, for the target customers? Think of any product at all, either a physical or a digital product. How does this help your target customers? That is what interest is. How can you make them see that this is something that they need so that they can get interested in it? People truly do not care as much as you think they do. People don't care as much as you think they do. Everybody cares about himself or herself to a large extent. So if you can look for an alignment or a meeting point between your product and the needs or the cares of people, if you can get that meeting point, they will be interested. I put out a quote recently that no matter how great your offer is, there are people that will never buy from you, and that's true. Either because they are not interested, they just don't know that this is something they need. So make them know. All right. The third stage of the IDA model, which is like the typical marketing model, is called desire. I'm trying to run through this so I can go through the core of this session, which is the elements of a highly converting funnel. Right. So it's called desire. Desire is the people that are now interested in your offer. How can you get them to want to take an action or want to buy? All right, there's the desire stage, and the desire stage is really important because this is what will determine if someone will make a payment or not. If someone desires something sufficiently and the person can pay for it, action becomes easier. Action is the last stage actually, but desire is, are you able to raise the person's level of need, the person's level of expectation to a point where the person wants to make this purchase, and let's say the only thing stopping the person at this time is maybe price or something. All right, but desire is that stage that you've been able to convince the person that this is something that is great for you. You're at that point where the person believes that this is a decision that he or she can make or that should make. All right, let me explain. Let me just put a bit of a difference. So in the interest stage, you are trying to convince the person, all right, that your offer is great. In the desire stage, the person should be trying to convince himself to take your offer. Are you getting it? So there are some things that you want so much that you will give yourself reasons to want to buy it. Has that happened to anybody before? So you want to get maybe Cold Stone or something, Cold Stone ice cream, and you give yourself valid. In fact, you're even surprised about the reasons you're giving yourself. That this thing is, the temperature is good for heat. It's when it gets into the body, it helps with the red blood cell. You that you didn't do anything concerning medical physiology or anything, because you want it, because you desire it, you are literally giving yourself reasons, both technical reasons and just psychological reasons, just to make sure that you want to get this, because you've been able to, that desire has been able to be there, right? That's the desire stage. Then the action stage is getting to that point where you're getting the customer to a point where he or she is taking action. And I have to run through this because it would really be instrumental in the next thing I want to talk about. Action is when desire and ability meets, all right? When the person has great desire and also has ability, that's capacity to buy. For example, there are a lot of you right now on this call, on this particular YouTube session, right? That when it comes to desire, if it's Range Rover Sports, your desire is very, very high. In fact, your account balance is shocked at your desire. But desire without ability or capacity can never result in action. All right. So while you're desiring, action can only come when the desire of the audience or of the customer matches the capacity, especially financially. But there are also other things, but the capacity of the customer to make a purchase. That's when action comes. So if desire and ability or capacity can align, action is automatically a result, because the person already wants to get this and the person can get this. So the person does what? He gets it. It's just that simple. All right. So yeah. So many of you, if I tell you to list your desires, for example, you see several people, even like you'll be shocked at desires that people have, but is the capacity there? Is not yet there. So what do? You work towards it. So a customer can only become a customer when he or she has that merging between desire and then also ability or capacity. Okay, so let's take this step further and talk about what we call, or what I refer to as, the elements of a funnel, or the elements of a highly converting funnel. Now, when you've thought about this, right, there are several things to think about. So what are these several types of funnel? I've talked a bit about the WhatsApp funnel, where you just go ahead and send people to your WhatsApp, they come to your DM, they make a purchase. That's a shorter funnel. But there's what is called an ideal funnel. There's a typical funnel, all right? And there are some elements that are important if you want to create a funnel that really, really converts. This is a funnel model that many other people have used, and it has gotten several results for them, all right? So I'll start with the first element. The first element that every funnel, all right, a highly converting funnel should have, the first element is what I call an information center or a landing page. All right, an information center or a landing page. A landing page has two major purposes, but the first one is to give more information, all right, and even go ahead and answer objections of your potential customer. All right, so the landing page is the first element. So you can write elements of a funnel, and then the first element is the landing page. Your landing page is that first point where people can go to and see more about your offer. They can get their objections answered. You're supposed to think about what objections your customers can have and have that answered on your landing page. That is the first part of a funnel. Now, remember, I always say this. I always say that because some of you will say, oh, I can't do a landing page right now, or I don't have money for a website, or I don't have this. That is fine. There are people that are able to start up without a landing page. You can say something like, there are people that don't even use a landing page and they're making money. You're right, but you're not them. Be sure of your journey. Be sure of what you need. There's what is required. Okay? The fact that you don't have it doesn't change the fact that it is required. So what do? When you identify what is required, your thinking should not be, I don't have this. Your thinking should be, how can I get this? How can I get to the point where I have a landing page for my product or my services? How can I get to that point where I have a place where people can go to and see information about my product or my services? So the first element that you need for a highly converting funnel is your landing page. Your landing page. And there are a number of landing page builders, all right? There are a number of landing page builders you can use, but I would personally recommend, all right, that you get a website. It's not so difficult. I think these days, I know it has increased a bit, but with around maybe 16, 17,000 naira, depending on, for my Nigerian audience, right? Depending on which platform you're buying from. I would personally recommend Namecheap, namecheap.com. Someone can write that down for me. So a place to get your domain and hosting. I'll personally recommend namecheap.com. There are a number of other platforms that you can use. Some are cheaper than others, some are more reliable than others. But I would recommend you at least plan towards it. Plan towards getting a website if you don't have one yet. Your landing page is best done on a website or using a website. And stop having that notion that website is for people for a special set. No. Website is not for a special set of people. It's for people that are ready to take this online thing serious. All right, so you need to get a website. Every website can have landing pages, as many landing pages as possible, but you need a website. And what do you need for a website? You need a domain name and hosting. All right, your domain name is simply the name of your website. For example, fisteven.com or kairatbello.com. That's your domain name. That's like typed into your address bar, and that is bought. And then your hosting is simply where all your website files are housed. If you go to a website, what do you see? You see text, true or false. You see pictures. Sometimes you even see videos. You see elements. You see styles. You see animations. All those things are files that are hosted somewhere. The place where those files are kept or are stored is called your hosting. So for every website, you need what? You need a domain and a hosting. Really important. So That's the first thing. So I'm already talking about tools, all right? When it comes to website building, the first tool you need is, okay, go ahead and get your domain and your hosting. The second thing you need is to use, website builders. I would personally recommend Elementor. Someone should write that down in chat box. So Elementor is a website builder that allows you to easily drag and drop elements to use for your landing page. All right. So Elementor is a website builder that allows you to drag and drop elements and use for your landing page. It's relatively easy to use. You can go ahead and search more on it. I'll probably have a session on that later, or maybe a paid class on that. I actually have a paid class on that, but it's currently not on sale. I'll most likely resume sale later. I'm just working on improving it a bit more. But if you want to learn how to build websites, there's definitely a course for you on that. And there's some videos that can get you started. You can send an email, hi@fsteven.com, in case you want to get that course. All right, so let me just continue. So that's what you need. You need a website. Your landing page is advisable to be on a website. Why? There are many advantages. Website allows you to track what is happening on it. You can put in your pixel and things like that. These are things I'll talk about on that traffic, but you can pixel your site so Facebook or Instagram or Google can see what's happening on your site. But that's a bit deeper. Let's not go into that. Let's stick to funnels for now. All right. So your landing page is the first point of call. When someone wants to get information about your product, so now they've seen your product, they're aware. Your landing page gives them more awareness and moves them into interest. All right. So they can be interested in your offer by going through the information they can see on your landing page. And there are a number of landing pages. There are lead pages. All right. There's what is called the lead page. You can write that down. A lead page is a type of landing page that is specifically built to generate leads. The major function of that landing page is just get leads. So some of you, how many of you registered for this session? You notice that if you register for the session through the website, you can let me know in the chat box. Just tell me that you registered. All right. So on that landing page, you see that majorly the major thing there is information about the session and a simple form, first name, email. That is a lead page. It's a simple lead page. All right. For sales pages can be a little bit more lengthy. So there's lead page and then there's sales page. Sales pages can be a bit more lengthy. You can have more information. You can have more integrations, payments, and things like that. All right. So there are lead pages and there are sales pages, but they are all landing pages. So if you're ready to build a funnel that makes sense, you need a landing page. And do not think it's difficult. It is not. It's not difficult. All right. Let's take this step further and see how fast we can finish up this session. Now, the second thing you need for a typical funnel, and I'm just talking about this for a typical funnel that would make you money, is what is called an email marketing system or an email automation system. An email marketing system or an email automation system. This helps you to get the best out of your funnels. Why? Because most people may not take actions immediately. All right, so you need an email marketing system as a part of your funnel. So your landing page can be linked to a way that people's emails can be retargeted for further use. For example, you must have registered for something and you keep getting emails from the same person over and over again. Those emails are not sent on the day that you got in. No. They have already been set up like 1, 2, 3, 4 months ago. All right. So once you get into that place, what happens is that system, that automation sequence kicks in. Okay. So what are some tools you can use to create an email marketing system for yourself? One tool you can use is called, there's MailChimp. MailChimp is an amazing tool. So MailChimp.com, you can check that out. You can write that down in the chat box. So there's MailChimp. There's also MailerLite. MailerLite is also another amazing tool that allows you, okay, to get an email automation system set up for yourself. So there can be a series of emails that goes to anybody that signs up for your email sequence. So if someone wants to buy from you and the person doesn't complete a purchase, there can be a set of emails that is set up for that kind of person. Okay, if someone wants to, if you have a lead page, a lead landing page, and you want to retarget people with more emails so that they can make a purchase, You can have an email automation system that goes ahead to, to retarget them until they make that. So there are several things around email marketing. I won't go really deep into that. Probably there'll be a dedicated session for that. But then that's the second key element of a sales funnel. Now, the third element of a sales funnel, if your goal is sales, if your goal is to sell something, is what is called a payment system. You should have a system for payments, a system for receiving payments. Now, I'm talking about these things because a number of you have products and services, but there are some things that are missing. So you're not really maximizing your sales. You don't have a landing page. So people buy from you, but every single time that they buy from you, you have to explain your product from beginning to the end. There should be somewhere they can easily go and read. You can't scale that way. You cannot scale that way. So you need a system for these things. You need a landing page. You need an email marketing system that markets for you even without your active participation. And then you need a payment system that allows you to receive money easily. Don't go ahead and say, oh, I take only transfers and say, no, that's not how it works. What are the ways? What are the easiest ways for your customers to pay you? Think about it. What are the easiest ways for your customers to pay you? Try to get all those ways available. This 2022, there are many new ways to receive payments. All right, there's Paystack, there's Seller, there's Flutterwave, there's Barter. There are a number of ways to receive payments. All right, so have a system for receiving payments, from transfers to using bank cards, to payments that are not within your location. Have a system for receiving payments. So if you have a landing page, you have an email marketing system, and then you have a system for receiving payments, these things come together as elements to set up what your funnel can be like. All right. Now, the next thing for you to do is identify what funnel works for you. Funnels are custom made. There's literally no funnel that you would say works for every single person. Your business structure or the kind of business that you have will determine what funnel works best for you. There are some people that the best funnel for you is this. All right. The best funnel for you is this. Go ahead and have a simple landing page that explains your offer, and then a simple way for people to pay to you directly. So that's like direct marketing, direct response marketing. So there is a landing page with your offer. There's a payment system for you that people can go ahead and make payments. There are some softwares that allows you to retarget those that start a payment process but don't complete it. That's a story for another day. All right, but these are ways. I think Seller also has that setup. So there's what is called abandoned carts. The people that start a purchase but don't finish it, they are able to be retargeted by the platform. All right, so that's just how this works. So what funnel works for you? Ask yourself that question. What kind of funnel works for you? Is it a webinar funnel? There's what is called a webinar funnel, where you would set up a webinar and sell on the webinar. So you generate leads, bring the leads to your webinar, and sell to your webinar. What is an issue for a lot of people, especially business owners, is we have what is called we have independent efforts. Our efforts are not aligned, they are not synergistic, they don't come together for a particular purpose. So you create content, and your content is great, but your content is not really leading to any other thing. That is great if you want to build your brand, if you want to maybe build visibility, that's okay. But if you know that your goal is profits, okay, converting, your goal is to sell a product or to sell a service, every single thing should be tied to another thing. So you have content you put out for education, but you know that the reason why you're putting out this educative content is because at a point in time you want to sell something. So there's that chain, there's that funneling of people. You're making people aware through social media posts, through a part of your landing page that teaches. You're getting them from awareness, but your goal is to make them desire your offer. All right, so your actions should be concerted, and that's what a funnel helps you do. With a funnel, you are not just doing anything. No. When you put out social media content, you know that the reason why you're putting this out is because of the awareness stage of your funnel. That's why you're putting this out. When you put out a link for a webinar, you know that, oh, I want people to desire this. So you bring out a topic, you teach on it, and make people desire. You expose their issues. Remember what I said about desire? Desire is you showing people why they need your offer. There's a reason why they need your offer. So make them know, expose that to them. Why do they need your offer? That's the only way they'll desire your offer. Let them know that they need your offer and they will desire it. All right. So your effort should come together for a particular result. That is when your funnel, all right, makes sense. That's when your funnel is, direct. There will most likely be a more probably an advanced level of this particular session. This session really just tells you what a funnel is and what are the things that are necessary for a funnel and how you can go about creating one for yourself, right? But then there'll be an advanced session for this. That'll be announced later. But then at this point in time, know what funnel works best for your business. And I've told you that one of the ways to know that is what? Think about how people are currently buying from you. Try and draw a line, a straight line between how your customers get to your offer. Try and draw one straight line. So what happens first, then what happens next, then what happens next. When you're able to get that line, when you're able to get that straight line, you have an idea of what your funnel can look like. And when you have that idea, then you can improve what you have. You can only improve what you have structured. All right. Let me see if I can do a simple example. Is there someone that can tell me either a product or a service that you have? Most likely a product or a service. Anybody? Just put it in the chat box. But if you've gotten value so far, take a screenshot of this session. If you're not taking a screenshot yet, coming out on Toxic and just shining to the world. Most of the times it's not that easy. So take a screenshot of the session. Tag me on Instagram. Let me know what you learned from the session and what you'll be doing. All right. But let me use a practical example. If you have a business, if you have something you sell, let's talk about what your funnel can look like. All right. Because these things, okay, so someone has a crypto course. That's Joseph. So there's someone that's talking about a crypto course. We can use that as an example. So for a crypto course, it can follow a typical funnel depending on the price point of your course. All right. So if your price point is not so high, you can have a typical funnel of a landing page and a payment system. Most likely a payment system that is linked to an email marketing system or an email automation system. All right. But if your crypto course, if the price point is high, you may need to have maybe a webinar at the middle that teaches people a bit more. That way they can get to know you, like you, and trust you a bit better, because there's always a KLC factor in funnels. Your main goal in funnel is to make people know you more, like you more, and trust you more. All right. So if it's a high price point, there may be the need for a webinar somewhere along the line. All right. So Ayodeji Teslim says I'm a content writer. All right, Teslim, you may need to listen to my session on which of my sessions now? I think how to create an offer. Either my session on offer, or I think there's another one where I talked about this. Let me check. Yeah, most likely the digital business triangle. You can check the both of them. And the reason why is this: as a service provider, one of the things that may be very necessary for you would be to productize your service. All right. As a content writer, you definitely get people that would meet you for content writing, right? But then if you have a product that says, okay, I can write your social media content for you at this amount. I can write 30 pieces of content per month at this amount. Now that is a product. All right. So you're a content writer and that is great. But then what products do you have as a content writer? Do you have a social media content package? Do you have a what kind of package can content write? Do you have a website copy writing package? Do you have what packages do you have that can be sold? And this is something that affects a lot of service providers. We have services, but we don't have products of our services. So it's difficult for someone to make a purchase. And it's also difficult for you to predict sales. If you have a package, you can say that, oh, if I can sell one unit, or if I can get one client to buy my social media content package, that means I write for this client for 30 days at this amount. This is how much I'll make. So you're able to predict your expected income. Why? Because you have a product out of your service. So watch those videos, the digital business triangle and then the offer hack is on my channel, and that will give you more insight on that. But as a content writer, if you have a product, let's say you are a content writer and you've watched those videos and now you have a product, for example, or do you have a product? You can let me know if you have a product already. But if you don't, let me give you a product, for example, social media content for business owners. 30 days content on in your industry at let's say 45,000 naira, all right, or let's say $100 per month. All right, let's say that's your package, let's say that's your product. Now, for that product, you can have a landing page. Your landing page tells people, explains what they will get, explains how you will take them through the process. At the end of your landing page, there can be a place for a discovery call. You can tell them to book a call with you so they can learn more, or so you can get to meet each other and determine that you're the best for the person. And then it is on that call that you may close the deal. So they may buy immediately. They can decide to maybe pay immediately, depending on the price. But there may be some time that you may need to have a discovery call with the person, so you don't go and onboard the clients that will frustrate your life, right? You need to get to maybe know the person a bit more, know what the business is about, so I can know if you are the best person or the best service provider for that person. Why? Because you have a landing page, all right? So a landing page to maybe a discovery call or a direct purchase of your package can work for a content writer. All right. So these are just some examples. I can also see niche discovery workbook. You need a landing page. You need to send traffic to that landing page. You would need an email marketing system to convert those that don't buy immediately. If you have a website, you will need to have your pixel installed, so your ad platforms can know exactly those that are taking action and those that are not. All right. So we'll be ending the session at this point. But if you got value from the session, if you know you learned something new from the session, just go ahead and type value in the chat box. And also don't forget to take a screenshot. Tag me on Instagram. My name is FeeSteven on Instagram. If you need to ask a question, my email is hi@feesteven.com. And if you need to send me a testimonial, all right, also send me a testimonial, hi@feesteven.com. Someone can write that down in the chat box, hi@feesteven.com. If there's something you've done that is working for you and you want to tell me about it, go ahead and send me an email, and I will get to read that. And I also look forward to seeing your tags and also reposting that. All right. But thanks so much, everyone, for being a part of the session tonight, the Funnel Blueprint. We'll meet every Thursday at 10 p.m. So if you're not yet in the community, there's a link to join the community in the description of this video. Check that link, join the community, and you'll be updated anytime that we are live. Thank you so much. I can see, let me just say hi to some of you. I can see Ayodeji Teslim. I can see Joseph. I can see Onatade. Hello, Onatade. Great to have you here. Esosa, always here. Kairat Bello. Adeifar. Emmanuel. Amazing. Let me see who else is here. I can see Akinola. I can see Akinola. Great to have you here. All right, great. So thanks so much for being a part of this session. I can see most of your comments coming in, but we'll have to go now. But then we'll have a follow-up session next week, Thursday at 10 p.m. Next Thursday session is very important. Do not miss it. Enjoy the rest of the night.